Hello and welcome. Today we've got Lewis Herms, and we are going to be discussing how there could be a false flag attack event at the southern border, the convoy. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to my Instagram channel at nicholas.veniamin, where you can follow all my daily newsreels. Lewis, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you, and what have you been up to?
Uh, uh, been very busy. I'm a consultant for the border convoy, so I've been busy helping them write some messaging and so on and so forth, and then been dealing with stuff with the AZGOP, not directly but indirectly, in consulting on that, and then just been working hard for my desk. I was out of country for a while, but I'm a little worn out, to be honest with you. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling motivated, and there's work to be done. We are concerned about some false flags, so that's what we'll address today.
So tell me about the false flags. I mean, why are you suspecting that there's going to be a false flag event? Is this a speculation? Do we have any facts revolving around this? Any news that have come up? I know I heard
No.
something about, George Soros investing into something to stop the convoy. We know the deep state, they hate it when we protest, and they always accuse us of being violent. And a bit like J6, they don't like it. They don't like to express our voices.
That's right. So yeah, we have direct intel, which I'll go over. What I like to do is I like to add some context to this so people understand that false flags are real. So let's go all the way back to something called the Tuskegee experiment. So a lot of people have heard about the Tuskegee Airmen. Well, what if the Tuskegee Airmen was a cover up for the Tuskegee experiment? What the Tuskegee experiment is, our government, our US government, gave blacks syphilis on purpose so they can track their reaction. And a lot of people died from this. This happened in the United States. It's known, it's not conjecture, it is absolute fact. But then you see movies about Tuskegee Airmen and everything else, because what they figured out is this double messaging, which Google does really, really well, is anytime there's something that can make them look bad, they'll tag it very similar, and then that's what gets everything. So if you look up Tuskegee, you rarely find the Tuskegee experiment. You only find about the heroes, the black heroes of Tuskegee. So that's one. Two, how about the Gulf of Tonkin? That's what drew us into the Vietnam War, and that was a false flag. There was a false attack on an American ship, actually two, where they radioed another one. I think they never even hit that ship. And that was our excuse to draw into that war. There's proof now, 100%, that Franklin Delano Roosevelt and many others knew 2.5 weeks ahead of time of the Pearl Harbor attack. And they used that as an excuse to draw them into war. And then you have the Oklahoma City bombing, if people recall that. That gave an excuse to give more regulations. You had the first bombing, nobody talks about this, of the World Trade Center in 1993. Now, why is that important? Well, the guy that supposedly set up the bombing in 1993 of the World Trade Center was Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's nephew. Why does that matter? Oh, by coincidence, the guy they blamed on the the terrorist attack on 9/11 happened to be Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. The way they tie these things together, it's just disgusting, right? And we all know that 9/11 was a false flag. Very clear now. I don't think that's even disputable unless people have two brain cells to rub together. And then what did? They did the Patriot Act out of 9/11. Every time there's gun restriction, it comes after a false flag mass shooting, right? The Maui fires is absolutely were not natural fires. So it goes on and on and on and on, which leads us to today. So what's going on today? You have the border, right? You have Abbott. By the way, Abbott is is the governor of Texas. He's a WEF guy, World Economic Forum guy, right? I think he's a deep state actor. The only time he ever acts is if there's a separate agenda or he gets too much pressure and he can't hold his position anymore. So it seems like they're trying to set up the scenario with the National Guard right now and the Border Patrol that there's going to be a civil war. I believe that's what they're trying to kick off here, which is really, really sad. So where does it come into the convoy? So we have this, I think, this amazing event coming together really, really nicely of the border convoy, right? But you have the fear porn experts out there saying, be careful, don't go. They're going to the border. Their intention is to shoot people. You have Wired.com say that they're actually are right wing Christian extremists, gun toting, and they're going to go do nefarious actions at the border. So let's be clear. We're not going to the border. We're, in fact, in Eagle Pass, Texas, we're going to be almost 30 miles from the border. We're not going to the physical border because that would be dumb. Anybody that peels off and goes to the border, they do that on their own accord. That is not sanctioned by the border convoy. So this is the false information that's being put out there. And then we actually have intel, unfortunately, that there's infiltration and they're going to try to pull some shenanigans. So what are we doing? We're being extraordinarily proactive about this. And we have boots on the ground everywhere. We have surveillance, like the top surveillance, the top security guys, a Navy SEALs positioned all over the place. Everything's going to be great. But what are we looking for? We are looking for those type of infiltrators, and we will excise them out of the convoy as soon as we think they're trying to deliver some racist message to set us up like they did on January 6th, or have a Nazi flag, or act like they want to kill immigrants or talk really bad about them. We know what we're looking for. So the whole team is out there looking for this stuff. So I think it's going to be a very successful event. I am very frustrated that there are some major entities and podcasters that are saying, don't go to this. It's a complete setup. It's not a setup on our side. I know the people that are involved in organizing this, and they're all righteous, God-loving people, and they have their hearts in the right place. Coincidentally, some of these popular podcasters are saying, don't go to the event. And right after they say all of this, they go, but we have the solution. Just sign up for our paid program, and then we'll teach you how to take your country back. So I'm like, interesting. Maybe they have a separate agenda.
So obviously the left, they want to make it seem as if, the people that are supporting the convoy are dangerous people. They're racist people. They're troublemakers. They are Trump supporters. Would you agree?
I agree that that's what they're doing. That's what they're saying. Definitely not the truth. In fact, I can tell you, I've talked to Democrats, Republican, people of all color, nationalities, and religious backgrounds that are going to the convoy and supporting this. It's a no-brainer. We're just like, we need to make a stand and say, we are not going to put up with the shenanigans anymore. And it doesn't matter who's involved. This is not a political thing. People want to turn this into a MAGA event. That's not what it is. These are concerned Americans, Americans that want to make a difference, that are going to peacefully protest and in prayer to make sure that never again can we be taken advantage like this. That's all it is.
The money that's being used to pay these attacks and false flags, do you believe that they could be tracked down by the good people that are trying to do good, to track them down and bring them to justice?
Well, I can tell you that there's already been people tracked down and they're being held accountable right now. So that's the good news. I can also tell you, you're going to hear the word Soros floated a lot. Does Soros fund this stuff? He absolutely does. But what people don't understand, there's a whole machine behind Soros that funnels money to him, and therefore he's kind of the front man. So he'll be the scapegoat and he'll be the one taken down when it's really the people behind him that are doing the work. But yeah, we have so much information, Nicholas. It's amazing. Our security team is the best. The information I'm getting through the top people in this convoy and what they're doing with security blows me away how on top of things they are. So I'm very, very impressed.
How many people do you expect to be at the convoy?
I have no idea. I mean, I've heard people predicting 700,000 and this and that. I don't know if it will be that big. It would be, I think Alex Jones predicted 1 million people. Um, I don't know how big it will be. And all I know is we, the people, have to make a decision. And that decision to me is at the end of the day, do you want the impression in your couch to be bigger than the impression you leave on the world? I'm hoping they choose the impression they leave on the world.
If so many people turn up at the border, or where you said, with the convoy, to show support that they want strong borders, and it turns out to be bigger than a Michael Jackson concert, okay, huge. What kind of impact does this have on our free speech in what, the United States, the people of the United States want, for their government to do and act?
I think that's a phenomenal question, Nick. Great job. So to give you an idea, first, I think what it does is it installs confidence in people that are apprehensive to do anything, where they're like, wow, all these people stood up. There's more people that think like I do. So even if they go to their local capitals or they start working within their communities to make a difference, even if you go as low level as a school and make sure they don't put porn in the library and don't have a bunch of transvestite reading hours, right? This type of thing will motivate people, but you know what it'll do? It'll galvanize people of all backgrounds. And I believe this sets precedent because one thing I do know, we have teams that I work with all over the country. When they go in force and confront these elite bastards, they sometimes literally tremble in fear. They don't know what to do when we, the people, stand up. So the more people that can go here and stand up and make an impression will absolutely make a huge impact. And I believe that it'll be that one drop in the water that will go boom, 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 boom. And this could be a huge catalyst. The key though is, guys, keep your head on straight, keep your head on a swivel, be proactive and be peaceful. And I would say pray. And that should be a big part of this.
Absolutely. What do you think about the idea of Newsmax or the Right Side Broadcasting Network, where they can actually film this live and go down there, talk to people, so it can be supported against, propaganda, mainstream media saying that this was dangerous and not many people turned up?
Well, they may. I can tell you that this will be live streamed live from all 3 locations and part of the convoy. So that's the good news, especially on February 3rd. A lot of people will be able to watch it. I also know my buddy, one of the main guy, Mark Anthony, was just recently interviewed by Newsmax. So they are paying attention, which is good. I believe that you're going to see more. I've heard rumors of Tucker Carlson, Jesse Waters getting involved, and so on and so forth. So I believe you're going to see a lot more. And this will be the difference maker. And it doesn't matter if the mainstream media covers it because nobody's watching the mainstream media anymore anyways. I can even give you a statistic if you want. CNN, their highest watched program is 460,000 people. Their highest watched program is 460,000. Well, you put 3, 4, or 5 of us podcasters together at a time, we get well over 460,000. You get 500,000, 1 million views combined. So we are destroying mainstream media now, and it's fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my videos on Instagram, my reels, they're reaching millions and hundreds of thousands. So that alone, and absolutely, I think the truth community alone, us, the alternative media, we together surpass mainstream media. I think people now are looking at alternative news because they don't trust the media, similar to alternative, health stuff, because they don't trust big pharma. And that's what I want to go into, the glutathione that that is very easy to put into your body. And I've been in trouble for saying this by the company that has this. because the person that, the person that was using this product was saying that it got rid of a certain disease, which I mentioned in one of the videos, and I got in trouble for it because the FDA is so corrupt that they can't make these types of claims, but I call them testimonials and experiences of those people that have seen results from this. Would you like to tell us about this? Because you're the person that introduced me to this.
Mhm. Yeah, well, it's interesting. The testimonials are not even anecdotal; they're truth. We have a guy on our tour named Kevin that he had an issue on his foot, a growth on his foot for 30 years. Nicholas, the only thing he changed is he started swishing Numi. That's it, and now it's gone. We hear story after story after story, and imagine what happens is glutathione is the master antioxidant in your body. It is the one. The challenge is assimilating the glutathione into your body, because when you drink it, your digestive system breaks it down. When you inject it, you don't get all of it. Even when you do an IV, which is a little bit better into the bloodstream, it doesn't assimilate it properly throughout your body. So what happened is this company Numi and this product NutraSwish, what they figured out is they created a technology called hydrostat, where they break down the molecule so small that you can swish it in your mouth, and it goes subliminally into your body and get phenomenal results. Now, what does glutathione do? All it really does is tell your mitochondria and your immune system to get to work. And the beautiful thing about it is your mitochondria and your immune system will make the determination on your body where they need to spend the time to work on that. It's God created an amazing machine. And this is how it works. And then they have this product, which is Numi Skin, which is a great spray. So all you do is you spray it, and then you instantly get 50 years younger, because people don't know I'm actually 120. My point is, it's an amazing product, and that's another way they figured out to get glutathione in. And now they ran out of stock on this because it became so popular so quick. This is called Numi Hers. This is a botanical, which is completely different. Now, the beautiful thing about a botanical, Nick, is because it's a botanical, we can make every claim in the world we want to. So I can tell you there's women that take this and instantly their hot flashes go away. Their moods enhance, their libido goes up. We're hearing the results are so good. For fun, I say they should rename the product. It should be Hers for Him, because men are very, very happy. Great, great, great stuff. So yeah. Now, why would we introduce everybody to Numi on your channel or my channel or anything else? Because it works, and it makes such a difference in people's lives. And I've seen them drop their supplement bill from here down to here because Numi takes care of all of it, right? So in essence, some people are saving money just by ordering the product, which is less than $2 a day. So I love Numi. I don't endorse something unless I believe in it. I've had hundreds of products come across my way, and I've only endorsed 3, if that tells you anything.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to leave the link below so people can have access to it right now. But Lewis, thank you so much for sharing everything with us today, as well with the false flag attacks that we need to be aware of. We need to stand up against tyranny and spread the word amongst others and friends and family. Share this video. Lewis, is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
Yeah, if I can finish with I wrote a statement on behalf of the border convoy. If I can finish with that so people understand, I think it's very, very important. For those of you concerned that this wonderful convoy to the border will be the next J6, let me add some context. Remember, J6 was in the corporation of DC, and they do not have due process there. The rest of the country, even California, still does have due process. We're not operating in fear, and there'll be a very proactive message coming soon. So this is an amazing event. I would say everybody should give it their support. And if you want to support in prayer, even donations, or be there, just go to takeourborderback.com. Takeourborderback.com. And then you'll get all the information. Nicholas, again, thank you for all your time.
No, thank you very much. And we'll speak again very soon, Lewis. God bless you. Bye-bye.
God bless you.